My mission. We all have one, or at least should have one. What's your mission? What gives you the drive and motivation to get out of bed and do what needs to be done? What's your purpose? If you're a man between the ages of 18 and 25 and you can't quite answer this question, there's an initiative that needs to be met. I have a mission, and I'm consistently motivated because of it. Although there's still room to improve, I have constant goals and ambitions to fulfill for my mission. This is a high value trait to have. But if you're young and you can't quite answer this, then that's alright. Because for the last few years of my life, I lived with no discipline, no goals, and no ambitions. I had it rough. So for me to tell you to have that revelation early will be hypocritical. But if you like, I'll give you 4 tips on how to find your purpose, which will lead into your mission. Because if you have a mission, you'll do anything for it. You'll become a durable and powerful individual. If you have a purpose and you have something to think about every day, nothing and no one can stop you. Because if you have a strong, impenetrable mindset, it'll almost guarantee to make you the best version of yourself. Tip number 1, you need to realize that nothing in your life is going to change until you change. You'll obviously need to take action and stay committed to whatever you have as your mission. Building discipline and ensuring that you won't lose focus is what you'll need to do daily. You'll need to find that mission. Take a minute of your time. I highly suggest pausing this video and just do some deep thinking about your life, childhood dreams, current ones, your doubts and insecurities. Because in order for you to become diligent in your mission, it must come from anger and misery. Anger and misery. Think about it. You need to have some sort of enemy, something deep inside you, an anger, some kind of inner motivation that will help you from keeping you driven and focused. Be present and work on your goals. Think of something that angers you, a repressed memory, how terrible it made you feel, how no one cared or helped you during that time. Use that. This is why, even though they suck, bad times build character. Bad times structure a man to becoming a successful, high-value person. Because rarely ever is when a man gets anything done is when they're in complete bliss. A weakest emotion for a man is to be completely happy. It might sound dull and depressing, but it's the truth. If you're too happy, your focus and drive will get lost. It'll get stagnant, and your craft will deteriorate in the process. Now, obviously, don't be some kind of emo or a weirdo. There's a balance you need to create with this tip. So, for example, if you were with friends and family, or if you got hard work done, then by all means go ahead. Become whatever it is you need to be happy. You earned it. But when it's time for work, fellas, when it's time for work, go back to anger and misery. I do it all the time. It's a key tip to getting stuff done and keeping you motivated. Because motivation shouldn't drive you. Success should. Plain and simple. Number 2, set up how you'll win and succeed in your game plan. One is pretty self-explanatory but very crucial. In order for you to fulfill your mission, you need a game plan to advance with it. If you don't put out goals and think about your future too much, then eventually, unfortunately, your drive and your purpose will fizzle out, and then you'll be back to step 1. A good way to avoid this is journaling, which I find completely helpful and useful to keep me accountable and motivated. I've been consistently writing on it for the past few months now, and because of that, I have built a mentality of get stuff done now and relax later. But if you don't want to get a journal, you could always just get a sheet of paper, or even just get out your phone and write out your mission, your goals, and your purpose. or even just a few inspiring words to just get you on track to success. Tip number 3, make sure your mission is ambitious and sustainable. You need to have a long-term mission, and it has to be incredibly ambitious. You can't have your mission be something like being more consistent or losing 5 pounds. Because even though those are possibly just are great achievements, there's it's definitely something you should have as a long-term mission. You need to discern your goals from your mission, your ambitions, and your ambitions from your mission. But always push yourself to complete even the smallest goals. But when you're finally done with those goals, what will happen next? Will you just become complacent again, go back to your old ways? This is why having long-term ambitions and long and ambitious missions and purposes work. So instead of saying you'll become more consistent, say you'll become a millionaire in the next 5 years. Instead of saying you'll lose 5 pounds, say you'll become ripped with defined abs. Some might say you'll be deluding yourself, but if you have, like I said, an impenetrable mindset and will have complete focus on what you need to triumph, then you'll be good, my friend. Don't let weaklings get your eyes off the goal. The last and final tip number 4 is when you're on your way to completing your mission, is become grateful. Is to become grateful and look back at all the progress you made. If you focus on the prize, you won't finish the journey, but if you focus on the journey, the prize is all yours. Amazing quote I learned recently. And that quote is what I want you to apply in my last tip. The amazing part about self-improvement is that you're always usually going to become more grateful because seeing changes in you physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, if you're extremely driven. And although you shouldn't stop, after every mission comes a new one, after every goal comes a new one. Become grateful and look at your roots. Not only would it inspire you and give you perspective, it could also motivate you into becoming even a greater version of yourself. Subscribe, like, share this to somebody who needs this. Reject complacency and embrace strength. Peace.